Hi there everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing. I'm NJ Sakura, we're playing as Conker today, and I have a guest with me today. Say hello.
Hello everybody, this here's Satan's best buddy.
And we are kicking off with the massive waste of time that is Taj's challenge. This time in the plane.
Goody. I could use a nap. Just let me get comfortable.
What do you think of these challenges? Watching them here and thinking that this is the only way to progress?
Honestly, I would have preferred more hidden balloons. Like, I get the idea, they want you to get used to the various vehicles, but that's what the racetracks are for, so...
And at this point it is the only way to progress. I mean, going into the world we're in today, Dragon Forest, you need this balloon to get to the last track, because we picked up the last hidden balloon in the last video. So now we need Taj's balloon to finish this world.
Seriously, just put in a couple more hidden balloons, like a couple more trees, like you could put a hidden tunnel somewhere, or behind that waterfall we just passed.
Yeah, like there's nothing hidden behind any of the waterfalls, which really annoys me considering there are tunnels behind some of them.
We're behind that light tower. Like, what that lighthouse doing there anyway?
Yeah, I mean, and this is one of the things that annoys me about the DS version, that they took the hidden balloons out. However, they did add an extra tunnel around behind the lighthouse, so at least the plane challenge wasn't following the exact same track as the hovercraft.
Well, that's good, I guess, but that still leaves the fact that there's a Taj challenge in there.
Exactly, and it's still boring as hell, it's still easy to win, but thankfully we're onto the real tracks now.
And that's the last Taj challenge too.
I know, we have no more of that to deal with. It's just races, arenas and fun from now on, in theory.
Okay, I can actually say goody and mean it this time. I loved this track when I was a kid.
Yeah, this is a fantastic track. This is Windmill Plains. A very simple track, but also very interesting to look at, because you've got the windmills here, you have those weird petrified hay bales. It differs around. It's a track you can use all three vehicles on. All three vehicles get an advantage on the track in various ways. It's just a really nice...
And disadvantages too.
And disadvantages as well. It's a really nice, really well designed track.
It's probably the one I played the most multiplayer races on, because it's the most well balanced and everybody could use their favorite vehicle. All the power-ups were there at some point. I think this is one where the magnet could actually be used, because you get 2 power-ups for it. Make it useful.
Yeah. Like, Dragon Forest is the world where the rainbow power-ups stop being ridiculously out of the way and just start being there on the racetrack. There's still generally only 1 or 2 of them per lap, so the third level of it still isn't really that readily attainable, but you can at least use it. That tunnel there is a bitch though, because it's really hard to get through that tunnel without picking up something if you're trying to build up your rainbow.
Yeah, it's usually like, if you don't use your rainbow by then, you're either going to lose it or you're in first place and don't need it.
Yeah, and really that's what happens most of the time when I had the rainbow in this. I was trying so hard when recording this to be able to demo the rainbow, the magnet, but I just ended up way out in front. And eventually I just picked up 10 missiles so we can do the end of race fireworks display.
It's not exactly a track that's easy to lap everybody on. Like, it's just way too big.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice track. Probably one of my favorites in the game.
Yeah. I think those petrified hay bales there bear repeating, bear bringing attention to. Because you can see it better.
They're just so terrified of what they're seeing. Like squirrels and elephants trading balloons. What the fuck did they smoke?
It's just that great, like, Nintendo thing of putting eyes on everything.
Rareware.
Yeah, but
Googly
Nintendo...
eyes must be on everything in Rareware games.
This
Unless
is
it's
another great
perfect
track.
dark. Oh, this track. I hated the silver coin challenge on this track.
Oh yes, that is nasty.
But that isn't what we're
so
doing.
Many
this is
reasons.
just a regular track.
This is just a regular race. And really, if you haven't learnt to skid, it doesn't matter what weight class you're using, you are not doing well on this track if you haven't by now learned to skid.
I think this was... Huh? Oh. I think this was the track that showed up in Jet Force Gemini, one of the unlockable racetracks in that game as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. I actually think Jet Force Gemini came out before this game, but I wouldn't be sure. I'd have to check that. They came out pretty. They came out pretty close together. I know that much.
Same year.
Yeah, 1997, I believe. Because this came out in November 1997. I think JFG may have been June or July.
Summer release, yeah. I know this was one of the 2 tracks from Dagon Racing in that game, but I can't remember the other one for some reason.
I think it was an original track, because it wasn't that interesting, the racing in Jet Force Gemini.
Nah, it was just kind of a thing.
It was there.
It made that shortcut in the well that you passed very difficult to do.
Well, that shortcut's kind of difficult to do anyway. This was another track where I was trying really hard to get the magnet to try and demo it, but every time I got to that balloon there was someone just in front of me who would grab it before I did.
You also didn't take that sharp turn by the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, they broke out in front of you. You're in 3rd place. What are you
ya.
gonna do? Booster in the lead.
I love finishing races like that. Just blowing past everyone on the finishing straight.
Ah, and here comes the blue elephant. With
Yes.
the pink turban. I've never noticed his turban is pink.
You know, I hadn't either, just because his jacket's kind of a darker colour. I've never noticed his turban was that light pink. It might just be the lighting.
This is also the best lobby. I know you said Sherbert Island's the best lobby, but this is the best lobby.
I think Sherbet Island's the best lobby just because I love TT's little island in the middle.
Nah, this one looks more like he... I'll talk about it when we see it again. This track.
Yeah.
This track. This track's
track
fantastic.
I like, but there is a little something we need to deal with here. This is where the key is.
Ah, you missed.
The thing you may have noticed is that the keys in this game gradually get to be bigger and bigger dick moves the further you go, and this key is the biggest one of them all. Because unless you know it's there, you're not finding this thing.
Yeah, I remember completing every single other track without finding the key and just combing everything with a fine-tooth brush before I found this thing.
Yeah, you were either searching everywhere, or you'd find a hint in Nintendo Power or Official Nintendo or some other magazine that would tell you it was there.
I didn't read the magazines. I had to find it myself, and it was a pain. I think that was the first time I ever threw a controller at a roll, was finding that key, and then finding out what I had to do to get it.
It was way hard.
Frustrating.
It was way hard. It was way harder getting it as a kid because you thought those ramparts, those battlements, were solid objects, and you had to go between them.
Oh,
and now I'm older and wiser, and it's just invisible texture.
Transparency and all that.
Yep. This is another track with those spinning logs that you saw in Darkwater Beach, and those are fun for screwing up opponents when you can just run into them and start spinning.
Never worked for me. I was always the one who got screwed over by those things.
Yep. That bridge as well can be used to screw people over. Because if the bridge is raised...
Right, left. You sure it went left?
Because if the bridge is raised, people can't go across the bridge. They've got to go into the moat and go around. So if... I was going to say if you're using the car, you get royally screwed, but I don't think you can actually use the car on this track.
I think you can, because I recall getting screwed by something like that, but now I'm not so sure, because it has been like a decade since I've played this game.
I don't think you can use the car just because there is so much water on this track. This is the other...
Oh, why do you keep going left? Or right?
I keep going left because the way I think about it, that's the fastest route. The other one dumps you further back on the track, and there is an extra zipper there, but there's a zipper right outside the right-hand side, so there's really no reason to go right.
Of course there is.
Unless
two zippers. Two.
But having to travel further on the track, I don't know. This is pro time trialing shit.
You at least gotta show it off.
Oh, I do. Look, the zipper is behind the exit. You have to go back to get the zipper. It's just so not worth it.
I don't remember it being like that. Oh well. Like I said, it has been a decade since I've played this game, so details have kind of been squished to the side for other games and useless trivia knowledge.
22 balloons.
I do remember having lots of fun with this game when I was a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
So much fun.
Because the characters are actual 3D models rather than the 2D sprites you get in Mario Kart 64.
I have never played Mario Kart 64.
I remember the first time I noticed that the characters in that game were just 2D sprites. And it blew my mind. I felt so cheated. I can't play Mario Kart 64 now knowing that. Also, this track has the best music in the game.
Oh yeah, hands down. Maybe a later boss theme might top it, but I haven't listened to the music in a decade either, so I don't know what I'm saying. This music is awesome.
Bumper absolutely.
This track is also awesome.
Bumper absolutely.
This entire world is probably my favorite in the game because it's so awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Every track is well balanced and has tons of stuff happening around every corner, and some of them, like the Silver Coin Challenge, is really difficult in this world.
Well, it is the last world. They need to build everything up for the last world.
Yes,
it's the
last world.
Yeah. Let's keep thinking that, shall we? It's also the only world...
I do like the whiz-big ghost things.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic. It's also the only world where the default vehicle, all three vehicles are used by default. It's the only world where that happens. So again...
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Like you have a plane track, you have two car tracks, and you have a hovercraft track. The only world where that happens.
Oh, it's the boss time, it's the boss time! Who's it going to be?
Boss!
Who's it going to be?
And that door totally clips through that side.
They all do.
I don't think they all do. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and Satan's Best Buddy.
You're welcome.
And I will see you next time for Boss Times. Goodbye.